Evening, everyone. I know it's been uh, a little bit. Uh, everyone's I guess already setting their fireworks already.
Oh yeah.
I can hear them. I just heard them like several minutes ago going off.
Oh yeah, they're doing that here too.
Yep, July
So
4th,
well,
and being proud of being Americans.
well, nothing wrong with that, I guess. So I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be doing the same thing if I could.
Which is
So
what?
out there blowing the hell out of fireworks.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
they must have like you know they must have it all set up and it like in a specific amount of way, and they have it timed it just right to go off.
I don't know.
I'm just assuming that's how they do it. I'm not really actually sure.
Yeah, I hear you. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
All right, sending out the invites.
Yeah.
Everyone who has the link is free to join in. What's been going on?
Not much. Oh, not on this end anyway.
Nah, usually on the holidays, like during the weekend, uh, there's really nothing really going on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what's after this? Halloween?
No, there's several of holidays between here and Halloween. You ever heard of Thanksgiving and stuff like that?
Halloween is before Thanksgiving.
I know, but there's other holidays in between. There's Labor Day and probably
Hey,
National
Mara. National what?
National Kick Somebody's Ass Day or something like that.
Let's see, we have September 5th is Labor Day,
Yeah.
and then we got Halloween.
Okay. Well. Okay then.
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, summer's almost already over.
Man, what's that?
Yeah.
Don't jinx us.
Hmm.
I've seen the ice storms y'all get. Don't jinx us. To be fair,
Who's
that's the
drink?
biggest ice storm I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen it go from coast to coast and top to bottom before my whole life. I was like, holy crap,
Hmm.
that's not natural.
Hmm.
Nothing.
That's some heart shit right there. They're messing with the heart machine.
No holidays in August.
I don't
Hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Not even Arbor Day or some shit.
Arbor Day? I don't see that.
It's a tree holiday. Nobody does anything on Arbor Day as far as I know. It's like some kind of like the bastardized cousin of like Earth Day or something.
Yeah, that already passed. That was in April.
Oh, nobody ever does anything, so I can't remember. And I had some guy being an asshole on me on TikTok. He
Well,
had been an
what
asshole to
what
me.
happened?
Well, he like a few months ago he had like been a prick to me on one of my accounts, and so I blocked him, telling me like there was no way I'm gonna win. Or I forget what all he said, but he was just being a prick. And so he finds my other account, and I'm showing a video where I suggested to a guy who's running for the DA's office that you know I could contest the election, and I can show why. and he said he's too busy for that sort of thing. And then later puts out like 8 hours later, he puts out a release saying that he's going to contest the election. And I'm like, and you're going to pass it off like it's your own fucking idea. So I videoed it and showed that my conversation, the timestamp, and then the timestamp of his press release. And so that way my followers could see that was actually my idea, although he's actually trying to switch it around to where he's auditing Oklahoma County, not the whole state, because it is $5,000 per thing. It's not even really much of an audit, it's counting the ballots. But that's not going to do any good, really, if they've already been faked. But whatever. Anyway, so the guy writes, apparently this idiot decides he's going to message me or comment and goes, "You sound like a sore-ass loser to me." If he had paid attention to the other videos, he would realize what's happening. Anyway, and so I decided, I was like, I've had about enough of this fucking guy. I told him, I was like, maybe if you looked at the other videos, you would see what's actually going on. Read the comments of people freaking out, that might help. But no, this guy just absolutely dislikes me. And he makes Trump supporters look really bad. Like, he really does. So I'm assuming he likes it. But anyway, so I decided to myself flex my capability. So I looked through his videos and I realized he made a slight, tiny little tactical error. Very small writing that he put on the video that you almost can't see it because of the shadow of the truck. It says,
Hey, nobody.
Hey, nobody.
And nobody.
It says Amistad Fleet. So I look it up and I find there's Amistad Freight Trucking Company, not far away. And I looked at their comments of people praising the company. And there's his fucking picture telling me his real name. Well, actually his real last name and his nickname. The name of his wife and how they love the company, this, that, the other. And I find out his real name's in it, which makes it, I can see why you'd go by Butch. Anyway, his age, his address. And I'm sitting there like, if he fucks with me one more damn time, I'm going to make a little video of me scrolling through my pictures going, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's a nice truck. Oh, look at that nice driveway. That's a pretty driveway. And just scrolling through because I want him to know, listen, if my name's out there and I'm easily found, don't be so sure you're not either.
I know, right?
I hate people who think they're brave and talk shit with their fake name on TikTok from behind a keyboard, being a prick to people just because they think they can get away with it and think they're completely anonymous. Well, if he hadn't fucked up on that tiny, tiny little mistake, might not have found him. He has a pretty family, though. His wife looks friendly. The kids look friendly. The grandkids look friendly. I don't know where they get it from. It ain't from him. Hateful piece of shit that he is. And he looks racist as fuck. Just tired. But I feel better now.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything with the information. But just knowing that I have it, only a couple of clicks away, I have all this information. It makes me, it's like a security blanket. It makes you feel better when someone hurts your feelings. At one point, I wrote and then I deleted the comments. I delete his as well. I was like, man, I better never hear you complain about the Trump election ever again, bro. Because either it exists or it don't. It doesn't exist just when you want it to conveniently. It doesn't when you don't. It is not convenient,
Right.
Be fucking consistent. Or shut the fuck up, bro. I think both sides can cheat. It's all about the money.
So how you been doing, Maria?
I was going to go on a little drive. I'm trying to decide if I should. I was going to visit. It's my parents' wedding anniversary, so I was going to go to the graveyard and say hi, but I don't know if I am or not. I'm thinking on it. Considering how many people I've pissed off, not enough going to a cemetery in the middle of the night is necessarily the wisest choice.
No offense, I would not go to a graveyard in the middle of the night.
Nah, I don't want to be worried about people trying to mug you or crackheads, really, at most. Because I've seen how they bury people. Ain't nobody coming up after that. It's got the coffin's inside a concrete vault.
Like, there's one thing I really don't want to say.
They had needed a small crane to put the lid down on it. Ain't nobody gonna push that up.
because there's one thing I really don't want to see there's one thing I don't want to see in my lifetime, and that's ghosts.
Oh, those.
I'm
Oh, I think they
serious.
have.
I'm
I think no,
serious.
no,
Like
no, no,
if
I agree with her. I agree with her, but I think they have better places to hang out than the graveyard.
well, you don't know. We don't know about
Well,
that.
the rumor is that they go to where they're attached to, like the home they had the most emotional connection and stuff to. They wouldn't have really an emotional connection to the cemetery, so I doubt they would, be hanging
Unless they
around there.
don't know they actually died.
I don't know. Maybe it's an automatic thing. Maybe just sort of just kind of go where you picture going, or where you expect to go. I mean, it's not like you necessarily have feet per se to walk. So walking and traveling is going to be different. I know that's really weird. I've put way too much thought into this sort of thing for a long
I
time.
don't
Sorry.
think I know ghosts levitate and stuff, but I think they still actually walk.
Well, they can because that's what their mind is used to, so they can simulate walking, but it's not necessary.
Well, they don't know
Just
that.
like when we're born into
I
this
don't
world, we
think.
don't know how to use our hands and legs. So I'm assuming when we're born into that world, we go with what we know, and we don't know how to use it for that world.
I
So some people could
guess.
simulate walking, probably. But meow.
Yeah, like go in the graveyard at night and
Well,
possibly see
I
a
feel
ghost.
like if they
Hell,
You know
I'm
what,
going that
Raquel?
way.
I,
It's the living people you have to worry about. The
right,
dead are
yeah, I'd be
not
more
going to
worried
hurt
about
you.
weirdo crackheads, to be honest, hiding out from cops or something. That would be my biggest concern, or somebody I politically pissed off. I mean, one of those two would be my more likely chance. And I always like to think that if like some of that weird shit is possible, then my parents would protect me because they're I would say they're parked. I mean, I guess the way how you look at it, but they're right by the road. So like I don't have to go deep way into the dark cemetery, way far away from the street and everything. They're right next to the road, so like traffic can see me. So like yeah,
Well, you can
like
still
I'd be able to
protect
run out
yourself
of the
with the.
cemetery and call for help. Huh?
You still can't protect yourself with actual living people. The dead, no way.
Well,
You're
if they're
gone.
stuck in the cemetery, I have to walk about 4 feet, and I'm off the cemetery grounds. I could throw my body that far, like fuck no.
I was watching there's a show I've been watching this show. What is it called? Dang it! What was it called? I was watching it. I've been watching it for the past few days now.
You are so cute. I'm not. I'm not even being mean. I go like you just
I
absolutely sound
know.
adorable when you're trying to remember something.
Dang it! What was it? It was Alaska something.
Meow.
Hold on, give me a minute. Where is it?
Oh, but since I have two accounts, since while you're thinking on it, I'll just add my pettiness. I decided to go after some of his videos. Now, some of his videos I really didn't actually have a problem with, but I know TikTok's rules, so I decided to be a petty bitch and use them to my advantage. And so, like, when he was making fun of people who got vaccinated, I reported that for harmful thing, and I double hit his account with both my accounts to see if I can get his account suspended for being a right prick. Because his nasty little comment, I reported it, and it was considered a violation. I'm like, fucking finally, TikTok, you did your job for once. And so like yeah, so that and so like 3 or 4 or 5 whatever like reports from 2 different accounts technically hitting his account, maybe that'll calm him down. He'll know it's me. I know him. I like tell Cersei it was me, go ahead. But yeah, I mean that dude's just like, I mean this was like 5 or 6 months ago he spouted off and I just blocked him, and the fact that he went to the trouble of finding my account again decided to harass me, it's like bruh, damn, you already pricked me once. You really feel like you need to do it again? Fuck. What a dick. The
Hmm.
first time I let it slide. I just deleted his comment and blocked him. Because I mean, I don't feel like leaving comments like that. Now, if people are asking me questions or they're skeptical about something, that's fine. I don't mind asking me, hey, what's going on? This seems weird, and I'll happily explain. But when you're telling me I'm a sore ass loser, when that's not really like the whole point. The whole time, if he had done any of like looking at my videos, he would have known that I was trying to prevent corruption in the first place. That was it. I don't think magically I'm going to suddenly, woo, get like 200,000 votes. I doubt it highly. That kind of money I'm up against, I'd make sure it didn't happen. So, yeah. But I hate when people think I have the wrong intention. I'm like, I don't.
Same here.
Yeah, especially since this guy hassled me before. So it's not even his first time coming to find me and giving me shit. It's like, some people, like, there's been a couple of people, I gotta admit, who seem like they are just downright offended that I went against it at all. I'm like, do you talk like this to the other people that went against it, or is it just me? Just curious. Like, I mean, and anybody who wears a Trump hat, they seem to care a whole lot about election integrity. So somebody who's actually trying to fix it, you harass them? Really? I feel like, man, that's one of the only times in my life I felt like seeing someone ripping their Trump flag down. Just because I'm like, you don't get to have this because he cares about election integrity. You do not.
Alaska Gold Rush? No, it's called Alaska Monsters.
Yeah,
You know, there's like a in Alaska. There's this like Alaska Triangle, but people,
I've never heard of that.
disappear, so to speak.
That. See, I told you there's no good can come from a place that pays you to live there.
Yeah, like I was watching. I watched a couple episodes about Bigfoot, the saber wolf, the otter man, a really huge ass bear called the northern giant, and there's the Alaskan tiger. Hey, Milton, what's up? I actually seen that show. It's okay. I think it's pretty good. I mean, no, I didn't say pretty good. It's good.
What show's that?
Alaska Monsters. Because I'm fascinated with Bigfoot.
You got a little bit of an echo on your end.
I don't think that's me. Because I have my headphones on. Otter Man is a legend here with the natives too. In Canada? I did not know that. I only thought that it was in Alaska.
Nah. It's like Bigfoot, he's everywhere.
Well, like the episode I was watching about the Otter Man, it can change any form that it wants to, including the elemental way. Air, fire.
Yeah.
Creepy. They say Otter Man wears a man's skin, but has black eyes and needle-like teeth. But it looks like a very huge otter, like a man-shaped otter. Like with fur. I'm eating the flesh of the closest relative alive to the T-Rex, from what I've been told. Chicken. Chicken's good. I just had chicken tonight.
Let me guess, where from?
McDonald's.
Are you ever going to try a different chicken sandwich from, like, I don't know, actual chicken place?
I don't know. Maybe if I get tired of it.
Because the one I had the other day from KFC was pretty darn good. But I need to compare the two. Don't you remember that video we watched? We rated all the chicken sandwiches, and McDonald's was down towards the bottom.
Yes, I remember that video, and everyone has their own unique tastes.
I'm going to give you grief, right?
Yes, but I love you anyway.
I love you too. Uh, you're a good kid.
They say a demand likes to ride snowmobiles in the Yukon and does gold mining, but they call him nobody. And wait, in the Yukon, hold on a minute. Like I was watching an episode about that today. Uh,
Yukon
about the
corn, yes.
no. It was the Alaskan monsters.
Mm,
Uh, hold on. Where's the? No, that's not it. Hold on a second. Oh, here you go. Yukon. Let's see here. In the Yukon. Yukon Bigfoot. Yeah, in the Yukon, there's a Bigfoot called Bigfoot of Tok, TOK, and is known as the Yukon Howler.
they have something like that down south. They're called the howler.
The Yukon Howler.
Howler, howler, howler. Ooh, ooh.
Okay, this Bigfoot apparently stalks dogs in the dead of winter and eats them.
Well, doggone.
Poor dog. So yeah, that Bigfoot in the Yukon, it sounds aggressive. Just south of the Yukon, can drive there in a couple of hours. Can snowmobile there in an hour and a half where the snow is deep. Yeah, really tough terrain in the woods. Kill my dog, I'll kill you. Exactly, but I don't think I'll be up to snuff up to a Bigfoot though.
That's when you need a
A
50 cal.
gun,
Yeah, big 50 cal. I'll put a bullet through his chest.
a gun that's enough to take
Big
down a
old hole.
rhino.
Well, 50 cal is what they used to use in the World War II. The fighter planes would use to shoot down the other plane. So I think if they shoot down an airplane, I'd do pretty good on a Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord, what the kind of shit is going on in the comment section? I come back, I'm like, what?
Like we were talking, I'm talking about
Oh, yeah, their dogs killed and shit. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I know, in the Yukon, there's a Bigfoot called the Yukon Howler, and apparently is very aggressive enough that it kills dogs.
That eats the dogs, likes the dog, likes a
Yeah.
hot dog every now and then.
Hey, nobody.
Hugs.
Nobody's in the house.
Hey guys, listen, when you were talking about what you were talking about, didn't think you'd be up to snuff against a Bigfoot. I have seen something. I was a very young man. I couldn't have been more than, I had to still be in high school. But we were on holidays and we were up in the Yukon, my mom, myself, and my brother, and we were gold panning. This was my mom's dream. I'm living it. And
That's awesome.
so we're doing this for 2 weeks and we're finding gold and having fun. There's a lot of other tourists around though too. Like seriously, there's a lot of people around. And this little old lady and man are walking down the road and they've got this little, what do you call those wiener dogs? Dachshunds?
Dash
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Dachshunds, yeah.
I got bit by one of
So-
those little bastards.
It starts yipping like crazy. And we look over kind of thing, like, what's the dog going insane about? And then the dog starts running away from the people. And we're looking up and they're on the road above us. And then we see the bear come charging up the other side of the road that we couldn't see. and it's running after the dog. And like seriously, it's getting close to the dog too. That little old lady picked up a big old rock and threw it at the bear, and he ran at it screaming and yelling and fucking flailing her arms and throwing whatever she could get her hands on. She chased the bear off.
Yeah, this old lady's crazy. Fuck this.
She showed no fear.
Yeah. Probably what he was thinking.
Definitely.
That crazy old broad. I ain't tangling with that.
Don't underestimate old ladies, bro.
Don't mess with an old lady and her dog.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I could be wrong. The record may have been taken since, but the largest Kodiak bear ever shot was also a little old lady out picking berries with a pistol in her basket.
So
when the bear came at her, charged her, she shot it, and it ended up being a world record.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
Where did she shot the bear at? At the chest?
Shoot it in the face.
That was really never said, but I would assume she probably did the center mass and just kept pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
I know it sounds really gross, but if you got something that's pretty tough all over, try to hit like the face, soft tissue face, the mouth, eyes. I mean, fuck it up. It can't get you if it can't see you.
Yeah, you know, I am going to say this. I've been around. That'll work on a black bear. It'll work on a deer. But a moose, like a full-blown bull moose, big old guy, or a big grizzly, don't shoot him in the head. All you're going to do is anger them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can blame them, but you know they can still smell you.
I always heard that moose were pretty ill-tempered.
They are incredibly ill-tempered. I've seen people walking up trying to feed the damn things, and I just, you want to yell at them, but you don't dare because it might spook the moose into actually attacking. Right. So you try and get their attention, and you're like, no, get the fuck away from there. You're an idiot. There was a guy killed out here just 4 years ago doing exactly what you're doing.
Tourist?
Yeah, don't fear the wildlife.
But don't fuck with
we
the
get
wildlife.
A minimum.
That too.
We get a minimum average of 2 dead per year. It's usually got something to do with hunting, or it's snowmobile accidents, and it's almost always tourists.
Damn tourist.
I was going to ask who was a tourist because his locals would probably know better.
Ooh, some chocolate mousse would be good about now.
Chocolate mousse. Huh?
You can tell a smart tourist. They take a risk. They go to the post office out here and they ask the people there nicely, can you recommend anybody that might be able to show us around and make sure we're safe and doing the right thing? And because we don't know the area, we're new here. Okay, yeah, that's a smart tourist.
Always talk to the locals.
Always.
I love the Americans that come up here. They've seen that there is gold in Matson Creek on TV because we were featured. There were 2 different miners out here that were on one of those gold shows. And they come up here with, Jesus Christ, such attitudes. I'm sorry, but boy, they're arrogant people. And they usually don't find much of anything. And usually they got 20 different, issues with their truck by the time they get here. I don't have any spares left. Like, yeah. 2 ain't enough if you're coming up here to work.
Do you expect to find a giant rock of a gold?
They think they are.
Well,
yeah.
A lot of them, they do expect to at least find some nuggets. And I'm like, you know what? The funny part is I'm looking in your pan right now, and you do have gold here. And so I wash it, with a little bit of water, and then I dump the water out gently so there's just a little bit at the bottom of the pan, and then I knock the pan into the palm of my hand. I just kind of spin it and knock it, and all the dirt moves away, and they see the little line of gold now. See? There's your gold. That's what most of it looks like out here. It's rare to get chunks, really rare. It's just, that's in a gold pan. Now, if you set up a big river sluice and go through an area with a track hoe dumping into the sluice constantly, 8 hours a day, 10, 12 hours a day, then you shut everything down, shut all the water off, pull all the mats out of the finish sluice, and then check the gravel sluice too real quick. I do that by just dumping it through a metal detector that detects ferrous metals like gold and silver. And if it gives me a big light and shuts the belt off, I go and check through the pile, because that means it's found a nugget of a pretty good size. And yeah, we found a couple that way. They got past the screens because they were too damn big. The machine thought they were gravel.
Hey, Fed.
Came up for gold, got lead instead.
Oh, that's toxic, but be careful.
Yee.
There's lots of copper out here, lots of iron too. There's all kinds of minerals here that nobody touches. There's enough iron here that you guys never need to recycle iron for the next fucking 100 years. No way. Tons of it here. Just tons.
Ginger would love to be up there then.
Oh, yeah. The copper is in deep in the, it costs a lot of money to get to. You got to go through all the topsoil and dirt and down through the gravels, and then you finally hit bedrock. And that's where the copper is. So, yeah, it's a lot of money to get to initially. You need millions of dollars in equipment to get started on that crap. And that's why, you know, what's funny is there's a bunch of people in suits that own all of these claims for the copper mines. But they've never been mined. They've been tested, they've been proven, but they've never been mined. They just sit on them and trade these shares and the holdings of these damn things over time. It's nothing but a paper game. A lot of the gold mines out here are paper games too. I know a big gold mine that used to produce an awful lot of money. Nobody's turned a shovel on that damn thing in 15 years, but there's still people making fortunes off of it trading shares. It's ridiculous. I don't do that. I don't put out shares. I think that's crooked. That shit'll get you a seat in hell.
Dead air.
Dead air,
Yeah.
doctor.
I'm
how
just
you
looking
been
at
doing?
what he just said.
How are you doing, nobody?
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, good. Last little bit. I got to admit, I'm getting old and I'm getting a little lazy. So if it's been raining, I won't go mining or screwing around out in the bush. It's just, I don't like getting wet no more. Used to never bother me, but now it does. So I've been spending an awful lot of time and cash I haven't done a renovation on any kind of building in, my God, probably 30 years. I used to do it for a living. So I'm renovating my old trailer, and I'm going to rent it out too.
Oh, cool.
I'm almost done. Well, look, guys, I get $250 a day now per bed, per guy. Right? And when you subtract food and such, plus they're buying all their fuel here, I get a premium on that for providing it and keeping, you know. And a lot of the extra is gen upkeep. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of costs. It's not like I'm just making all this money hand over fist. A lot of it's got to be spent. Like I spent $10,000 on supplies for this trailer, right? And it's what it is. You got to spend money to make money. But yeah, you think about it. When the camp's full, it's not right now because it's the long weekend. Everybody's blown out for Canada Day weekend. But when they're here, there's 40 of them, and they're screaming for more. I'm looking at buying maybe another ACO trailer. Plus, I get other crews come up here. They're just up here to do, say, drill tests for mining companies. There's other guys that have been, believe it or not, there's an awful lot of fucking geologists that seem to think that there's diamonds out here. They all come out here looking with all these great hopes, but none of them ever seems to find anything. And they go into some of the deepest, weirdest places where, really, in one case, I don't think any white man had ever set foot back there, let alone maybe not even a human being ever.
Sounds squatchy.
Yeah. They come out of there with no strange tales or anything. They just brought out a whole bunch of core samples and such to send into a lab, and that was that. They said there's a really nice lake back there that they caught some trout in. No sweat. First couple casts, got a big one.
Nice.
I'd like to go in there myself, actually. Have a look around, because I really haven't. It's pretty far away from me. You know, not really a reason for me to go there. I did get a new reason, though.
Yeah.
I had some hunters last fall report to me that they were quite a ways west of Germanson Lake and ran across an old mining camp. They said that there's some old shacks still standing. There was a fairly big clearing, and yeah, there's trees growing all up through it now, but they're young, right? So this mine was probably shut down in at least the 1960s. They say
Haunted.
There's a couple of old cats up there. There's some old Model T era stuff and some big old trucks from the 50s and such. I got to have a look at this. This is definitely one Sean's got to see.
Raquel wants to come up and look for Bigfoot.
I would too.
No, I dare you to hang around the little church, the chapel, in the Manson Creek Cemetery on a Saturday full moon night.
No.
I dare you.
Now she'll go look for Bigfoot, but she's afraid she'll see a ghost.
I do not want to see a ghost. Hell to the no.
Oh, it ain't gonna
Shit, you could see both.
You'd probably hurt
Like
yourself.
I've told you
trying to
guys,
get
I've
away
never
from
seen
it.
no ghost. I got pretty drunk one night, and like drunk enough that I figured I'm probably going to end up killing myself on my quad trying to ride home. It's only 3 kilometers. I'm going to walk. And I walked past that cemetery in the, real dark, man. No moon out that night, overcast, good and black out. And I didn't see shit. I didn't see anything. I got all the way home and opened up my door and saw my cats and started my fire and shit.
You'd hurt yourself, Raquel, trying to get away from some ghost or what you thought was a ghost.
Well, my first year out here, I had an incident one night where I just went out for a walk after dinner. Like I eat dinner usually pretty damn late, and it's sundown at this point. There's still a glow in the west, but that's about it. And I'm walking along, and I can hear something following me. I have no idea what it is because I keep looking back, and there's nothing there. And I keep walking, and all of a sudden, I can hear it right beside me down in the ditch on the side of the road, and it's moving fast. And like, I'm serious. I got this bolt of like, what the fuck going through me for a sec. And then I look, and it's a fox. And it's running like hell. And it stopped and looked at me for a sec, and then just took off again running.
Fox looked at you, so what the hell are you looking at?
It's kind of what it looked like to me. Like, what are you looking at? Zoom, took off.
Well,
they're cute out
looking
here.
at-
They're not red. They're not brown. They're kind of a weird gray and black. They're really oddball. And then they turn, then they turn white as fucking snow in the wintertime.
There are foxes that they have like a black, grayish, whitish color.
What the hell is that?
How you doing, Cat?
Yeah, they turn considerably dark in the winter or summer.
That's all. Observe the
Hmm.
People are like, fox don't hibernate, do they? And I'm like, well, it's for days at a time when the weather's bad, but then they're out hunting. And I just never see them. And I said, of course you don't. They're fucking white. Even when you're blasting around in your snowmobile, you rarely see the white rabbit or the white fox or the white ptarmigan because you're going too fast and they blend right in with the background, man.
So
What
those
is that?
rabbits.
Ptarmigan taste more like chicken, or what do they taste like?
Ah, yeah, it tastes like chicken, but it's all dark meat. Every bit of it. There's not a speck of
Okay.
white meat on them.
Oh, okay.
They're like, I think you guys call them prairie chickens or grouse. They're really the same thing. They just happen to live up here. And usually they're pretty scrawny. If you want to get some fat ones, what you got to do is put out chicken feed around your property and fatten them up over the summer and put up signs that say no hunting so no one else takes them. And then come fall, you go out. When the leaves, they're not turned color just yet, but they're starting to, and all the leaves are gone, you can pick them right out walking around because they got these white patches all over them. Hopefully, if you fed them right, they're nice and fat. You plug a few. Supper time.
Sounds good.
I say a few because personally, it takes at least 3 to feed me. They're not big. Like, I can eat a chicken myself. You know what I mean? You know those rotisserie chickens they sell at the supermarket? I'll buy one of those and just fucking eat it.
No, just tear it up.
I haven't seen one of those in a long time. I haven't seen those since I left Edmonton. They don't do those in Prince George anywhere.
It costs. It's just as cheap to buy a rotisserie chicken than it is to do your own anymore.
It is.
You know,
they're generally the same damn price. And to boot, if you fuck up cooking yours at home and get sick, there's no one to sue.
True.
You know that one's quality. It's cooked. It's not gonna kill you. I've been poisoned by chicken. It's not funny. When my wife was first learning how to cook, she did these chicken wings on the barbecue. And again, it was a night where I had had a few too many to drink and was starving and just tucked right into them without really looking at them. And then towards the end of the meal, I bit into one that was still bleeding. And I'm like, oh my God, hey, this is... And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, how much of this did you eat? And I'm like, I ate a lot. And then, oh yeah, about 6 hours later, on my way to the hospital, huge stomach cramps, fluids flowing out of all ends.
Oh.
Not good.
Yeah, that's
Think
not
about
good.
that next time have a chicken sandwich with them.
Thank you, DL.
You're welcome.
I think I'll be fine because it's...
Well, again, restaurant stuff is, it's pretty, it's well cooked. You're not going to get food poisoning from fast foods of any.
I wish I could say that, nobody. If
you know what to avoid these days?
I would
in fast food places? Salads. Stay away from them.
I would avoid a place called Sonic because that's where my dad really got very bad food poisoning. I really thought I had to have to take my dad to the hospital because of that.
Yeah, one of the worst you can get is called Listeria, and it shows up in a lot of salads in restaurants. Listeria sucks.
I don't know I can't remember what he ate. I just know, like, for a couple days he was not in good shape, and he was freaking stubborn because he didn't want to go to the doctor. Like, you have to go to the doctor, Dad. You're really, like, you're not doing so good. But no, my dad finally
Oh yeah.
went to the doctor and and I guess the doctor submitted a report. It's like like, I don't know, some kind of notice or something, like the restaurant is at this place is not up to par or something like that.
The night of the chicken wing episode, it was so bad. Like before we went to the hospital, I was up in the bathroom being ill, and when I was done, tried to stand up. I was super weak, and I kind of washed my mouth and face off, and I looked up in the mirror, and I was blue, man, blue. And like, all right, that's enough. I opened the door and called for the girl. Fire up the car, man. I'm going to the hospital. You know what? Nothing happened to her. She must have picked out the best ones for herself.
Damn.
Yeah, be careful. Just be just be careful of your food. Like, for instance, any weird
Yeah,
food.
he brings up E. coli. That's usually on meats. E. coli could be defeated by just simply ordering everything medium to well. Well cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Don't eat anything rare. That's stupid. It's just don't. The other one to be afraid of is ptomaine poisoning. Ptomaine poisoning comes from canned goods that are out of date, or maybe got dropped and got a little air in them and rotted out quick inside, and you don't notice. You open the damn thing up, you didn't look at the date. Maybe the damn can is 5 years old and out of date. You don't know that. So you crack it open, you dump it in. Oh, it's right on. Here's some tomato sauce. Good enough. Make a spaghetti sauce with it, and everybody dies in agony.
Oh.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm always I'm always careful when I go to the grocery store, and I always pick up the best ones. Anything that looks funny, I don't pick those.
That, and I always, every once in a while, do go through your cupboards, have a good look at what you got in there, check the expiration dates on everything.
Definitely.
If it's over by more than a month, get rid of it. Like, get rid of it now.
Yeah, don't eat overdate crackers or something like that. Who wants a stale cracker?
A cracker. Speaking of, I ate some of those peanut butter crackers last week. They, somebody gave them to me. Tore into one of them and popped the whole thing in my mouth. That thing was the most horrendous thing I've eaten in a long time. Cracker was stale and the peanut butter was rancid.
Yeah. I ordered a box of from Costco. I got a box of bags of those. They're Ritz crackers, the little orange Ritzes with peanut butter inside. And absolutely everybody was like, hey, cool. And they grabbed a bag, and nobody ever took a second bag, man, including me. I ended up throwing them in the dump.
Yeah. Well, it turns out after I ate it, I looked at the date, and it was outdated 2 years.
Oh.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I'm like, what? No wonder. And then I started looking through. I had grabbed several packages, and they were all outdated. And I'm like, oh, no wonder. It was the nastiest tasting thing. It took me the better part of the day to get that taste out of my mouth.
April Fools.
I wasn't no April, you
like that would be a good prank for April Fool's joke. Hey, here's some chips. Like, wait a minute, these are stale as fuck.
That's
Mm,
just mean.
I hope the next time you eat a chicken, it eats you first. I hope
Yeah.
next time you buy a chicken sandwich, you bite into it and blood squirts out of it. Yeah,
Ew.
there you go. I'm gonna say April Fools.
There's nothing worse having a stale cookie. It looks like a Nilla wafer.
I don't know.
Do you know what
I'll
food
trade you a damn
does
vanilla
not
wafer for
expire?
a damn peanut butter cracker.
Say what again? Nobody?
Honey. Honey does not go rotten.
No, it
Nope.
does not.
Never. Like, they found pots of honey from the old Egyptian days in those tombs, cracked them open, and sure, it was all hard as rock, but nevertheless, once it was heated up and smoothed out a bit, yeah, you could eat it. It was
Yeah.
perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Honey will last forever in the day. Just like you said, heat it up and it goes back to its natural form. And it's good for a good long while again.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I
Put it on
learned in the
pizza.
military is if you really can't get your hands on any other antibacterial type of cream or something for an infected cut or something, say you're in the bush,
Yeah.
if you have honey in your pack, you can put it on there and it'll help a lot. I'm still kind of giggling about that. Blah.
I never had rancid peanut butter before, but I tell you what. Whew.
Thank you, Rupa. Like, I remember speaking of April Fool's joke thing I just told. There was this YouTube there was a YouTube video of this kid. He has Oreo cookies, right? He takes off the cream off of the Oreo cookies and replaces it with toothpaste. And just wait for the person or the victim to eat that cookie. He's like, wait, like what? This tastes like toothpaste.
Right.
This is shit.
Yeah, I've heard of that one before, actually. I can't remember who told me about it years ago. Oh, yeah, take Oreo cookies, eat the fucking centers, because that's what everybody likes anyway, and then fill them with, like, Crest, Colgate, squeeze them together just so, and put them back in the package.
No. Whoopa, wanna know what's evil? So, like, another, like, YouTube video I saw, some guy puts, I don't know if it was flour or what, but he put some kind of powdery substance in his girlfriend's hair dryer. So what happens when she turns so you know what happens when she turns
flour.
The hair dryer on. Flour everywhere in her hair.
That's a famous Canadian joke out here. We used to do it in the old days. Old cars used to have grates for air intake for the cab, right? So when you turn on your fan, it sucks from those grates outside. And we'd fill up your grate full of flour. You'd hop in your car, it's a little cold, you warm her up, turn the fan on, it's poof! It was funny until someone was going down the road. They were driving at like 60 miles an hour when they hit the fan. And poof! I couldn't see shit. It wasn't too bad. They just panicked, bailed on the brakes, and ended up in the ditch.
Yikes.
I remember one night there were several of us running around and it was cold as hell. And so we had the heater blowing. and the driver ended up hitting a skunk, and the smell went right into the heater, and that smell come right into the interior of the car, and we're like gagging and everything, and we're rolling windows down. We're gagging and freezing at the same time.
Yeah, I know the feeling on that one. That's one of those ones where don't run over the skunk, even if it's already dead. Don't run it over.
Hmm.
That reminds me of that old song, "There's a dead skunk in the middle of the road."
I love that one. The last lines in the song are "You got your dead rabbit and your dead raccoon. The blood and the guts, they're gonna make you swoon."
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
It really was like that. I think we wiped a lot of species out, because you tell me that you don't see that as much anymore driving around the highways, because you don't. It's funny.
Up here,
Sure,
every now and then,
but
yeah.
not like there used to be. When I was a kid, two things you could count on. Every time you stopped for gas, you had to scrub about a quarter inch of dead bugs off of the windshield and off the headlights.
Yeah.
And, this life. And that doesn't happen anymore. You get a few splatters on your windshield, but nothing like it used to be when I was a kid, man. I'm serious about that. I'm dead serious. It's something I've noticed. And like I said, the smaller roadkill, Jesus. In the 70s when I was growing up, there'd be skunk here, rabbit there, a bunch of gophers everywhere. And it just, there's not
made a rhyme.
much as there used to be. Yeah.
Holy crap, he's right about the bugs. Holy fuck. I just thought about that. My friend was driving a semi-truck all over the place, and he almost, granted, he washed his truck a lot, but I've driven around the state a few times, and I barely ever had any bugs. That's weird.
Well, yeah, I remember because my dad, I was the oldest son, so I was the assigned bug cleaner at the gas station while Dad was checking oil and filling the tank, or my dad would not let the attendants check his oil, period. And it's something he taught me too. He said, don't ever trust the attendants. Don't let them under your hood, period. They're all dumb monkeys, and all they want to do is rip you off. So, all right.
Have you ever heard of the releasing pigs into the school senior prank? No, enlighten me.
Grease up some piglets, bring them to school and in a sack, open up the door, let them all loose, yell at them or beep a big one of those air horns, honk, and let them go. Preferably do it right at the time classes are changing.
Yeah. Raquel's like, oh, look at the baby pig.
A lot of kids were like that in my school. When we did it, it was like, they're like, big deal, cute piglets. Let's try and catch them. It was fun. But, some of the other people were screaming and losing their minds, especially the teachers.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about locking my English class into class?
No.
The doors were flush with lockers on either side of the classroom doors. Mm-hmm. So, and they opened outwards. So this was in grade 10, and I was taking auto body course, my first year. And I had access to the shop. So I quietly slipped about 8 feet of chain out of there. Then I padlocked Mr. Brack's English room in. And then I walked down the hallway and casually reached over and pulled the fire extinguisher down, or the fire alarm down, man. And then ran like hell. We didn't have cameras in the hallways and shit in those days.
Nope.
The trouble is that they knew me already, I was one of the first kids hauled into the office and grilled about the situation. They're like, we know it was you.
You're like,
That
really?
chain is
Prove
from
it.
the auto body shop. Like, that narrows her down.
So, this is like after I graduated high school. These two geniuses thought it would be funny to go to this shop, and I think it was at the at the Indian reservation, and they want to get this Indian statue. They want to put the Indian statue in front of the school, but so they had a truck, tied the whatever they used for rope around the statue. Of course, they didn't realize that the statue weighs more than 1,000 pounds on concrete, and yeah, that didn't work because the statue toppled over. Lost its headdress, lost its hand, was ripped by its feet. So they abandoned it. They abandoned the statue.
Crazy.
You
guys are never going to believe me.
Yeah,
but
they got
you
caught.
Know that scene?
But...
Do you know the scene in Dazed and Confused where they steal the statues and paint them up as Kiss? That was highly reminiscent to a prank I played on my graduation night. I
really?
went down. I had a line of different cars, and they were mostly vans and cool big trucks and such too, and they're all being assholes and such and keeping everyone in the drive-thru busy at McDonald's. Meanwhile, I'm out there with a saw, and I cut Ronald McDonald off at the legs and then ran off with him. He was made out of fiberglass, so I cut through him pretty easy and then ran off with him, and I threw him in the passenger seat of my T-topped Trans Am that I had at the time, and his head was sticking out. And I made it all the way home and ran into the house with the fucking thing, and I'm showing it to my friends and like, hey, check this out. Look who's come to party. And they're laughing and screaming. I'm like, yeah, you definitely have to take him to the party. And then came the Gestapo knock on the door. That place did have cameras, and they got my license plate and me leaving. Just came straight to my place. And the cops were laughing about it, and I'm like, guys, you got to cut me some slack. Like, just give me a court appearance for public mischief or something. He says, no, man, this is destruction of private property. We can't let it go. And I said, all right, then charge me with public mischief for now. But it's my grad night, guys. Let me party. I swear to God I won't do anything stupid like this again. And they're like, all right, come Monday morning. If you don't turn yourself in, we're going to come looking for you because we got another charge for you. Yeah, the cool part is once we got into court, all I had to do was pay to have Ronald fixed and put back on. Yeah. So it wasn't that bad. At the time, it was a few $100. And that was it. I didn't get punished or fuck all. I didn't get it. It was, it's on my record, I guess, but I stole Ronald McDonald. If I could have pulled it off by getting inside and doing it, I would have taken Grimace, because they had fiberglass Grimace sitting in the inside by the kids' counter, and at night, nobody was ever in that side. I thought about it. But no, the drive-through Ronnie he was right there, so I did it.
All right, I found the article I was looking for. Yeah, pranksters toppled iconic statue. Attempt to steal half a ton Indian chief leaves figure significantly damaged. A 28-foot tall fiberglass statue of an Indian chief.
Huh.
Yeah, this is what happened. Like,
Did this happen recently?
no, it was like after I graduated from high school. Yeah, like
It was you, Raquel.
these kids thought like while they were trying to set up the takeaway from the statue, one of the kids was going through, I don't know, a security gate or something, and that tipped off the guy at the security gate, like something's going on here. And you know, they failed. It's back up now, but yeah. You really think you're gonna take a 28 foot fiberglass statue that's cemented in concrete?
Very similar idea. Trouble is, they took too much trouble to do it. They could have just sawed it off at the feet real quick and been out of there. You know, because
No,
they're not that heavy. Something like that
I
it weigh about as much as a canoe.
That's like when Bart sawed the head off of that statue in the city square of the founder of the Springfield.
Jebediah Springfield.
Yeah, one of my friends.
I love how Bart.
How Bart
can't win in that. I love how Bart can't win in that episode. First, the bullies are like, "Oh, you love Jebediah," giving him a hard time, and then they're talking about, wish someone would cut his head off, blah blah. Bart actually goes ahead and does it. Goes to show the head off, and the bullies are all like, "Yeah, we'll kill whoever did that. Jebediah was cool. He iced the bear with his bare hands, man." Bart's got the head in his backpack.
He was going to show him.
That's one of the best.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how true is this, but my girlfriend at the time, during high school, told me that I guess some kid thought it would be funny to put a cocaine in the principal's coffee.
Oh, they were playing for keeps.
Well, I have to say the principal kind of deserved it, because after I graduated from high school, I learned that he got caught selling the school computers for a profit.
Well, at least they made a profit.
Well, again, I won't say any names, but there was something similar happened. There was a teacher that absolutely everybody hated. She also was a serial Pepsi drinker. Like, she had a can of Pepsi on her desk at all times, and others in the drawer or something, or in a cooler, I don't know. But always had a Pepsi in her hand. And she'd go out and leave the room for a minute. Some madman ran up and dropped a 1 microdot of purple microdot acid in there.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Let me just put it to you this way. They took her out of there with an ambulance, babbling like a lunatic and laughing and screaming. It was hilarious.
Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, nobody liked my principal. Like, after we heard that he got caught selling school computers for a profit, the new principal was much an upgrade.
Now, when you say a profit, was it for his profit or the school's profit?
I think for his profit,
Ah.
pretty much.
Well, it's pure profit when the public's paying for them and you're just selling them and keeping the money.
Mm-hmm. No kidding.
I've heard of that before. It's happened up here too.
Mr. Gentile was his name.
Gentile.
No joke,
Really?
Mr. Gentile.
Wow.
He was a Gentile.
I am not making this up. I could get my yearbook and want to dox the poor guy, but yeah, Mr. Gentile.
No. Oh well. You're not really doxing him. I mean, you're not giving.
Well,
out
I don't
his
want to show
address.
his. I don't want to show his picture.
Mm. Was he? Was he a Gentile?
I don't know.
Maybe you don't know.
Well, yeah, that's actually his name.
Let's look at him.
Nah.
I had another teacher who was so proud. It was like Mr. Van Driesen in Beavis and Butthead. He's like this super hippie. And this was like in the 80s. And he had found the world's most economical car on gasoline with the best emissions. So he bought it. And it was one of these the first Honda Civics. They look like a little bubble. They're just tiny things, man. So he parks it he can't park it in the faculty lounge because he's not really faculty. He's a substitute. He's there every day in case some teacher doesn't show up, but it is what it is. So he leaves, walks into the office, and I'm serious. 8 football players walked up, picked that car up, and carried it over to the mechanic shop. Whereupon we took the engine out of it. Then we put the car back. It gets better.
It does get.
He can't start the car when he gets out there at the end of the day, and he's freaking out. He's losing his sanity, and he's like, finally opens the hood and looks under the hood and realizes there's no engine under the hood, and just loses his shit. Someone stole my motor, and he goes, "There's no other car like this in this small town I live in. Okay, nobody else owns one of these little turds. We all own trucks." And he's like, literally, he's flailing like a chicken, man. He's losing his mind in the office. And it's at that point that I guess, I don't know, but they found it. All they had to do was walk out the front door, and they found it. It was swinging from we had run it up the flagpole.
The flagpole?
Mm-hmm. The Canada flag was at half mast, and the engine was at full mast, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
They had to they brought in the fire department to take it down because they were too scared that it might, lose control and someone might get hit or something. Oh my God. And that was another one. People were grilled, investigations were made, threats were given, but no one got caught on that one. And I'm proud to say I was the guy that unbolted that damn thing and pulled it out of there.
So, who put it back in for him, or did they?
It was all sent back by tow truck and whatnot, hauled back to the Honda shop, and they put it back together for him. And I don't know if he paid for it or if they did it out of the goodness of their hearts or what the story was, but
yeah,
Strange. It gets like
after that they let him park it in the faculty parking lot.
Yeah.
Strange. that my principal, my principal's name. That doesn't
Mm,
stop there. There's actually a teacher that I had in high school called Mr. Crouch.
okay.
I know.
I've heard the name before. I knew a guy named Crouch. Not a good
Mm,
name. I would change it, you know?
Yeah, like I
well,
didn't like
it
he
could have
was
been
like
worse. It could have been crotch.
no no joke. This dude had a I guess a picture of himself as a bodybuilder in his prime during in the study room on the wall.
Oh boy.
Like what?
Mm,
Oh, lucky
Like
you. You mean the
and I'm like
70s type with the big marble bag?
and he's like showing like I look at it and like he's like helping me with my homework and I've noticed that his arms are shaved. It's like what the fuck? I'm like oh like I just do that because I'm into bodybuilding and stuff. Okay, doesn't mean you have to shave your freaking arms.
well, that shows the definition better if they're shaved.
Did you
Yeah, the
shave your
last
legs too?
unshaved winner of Mr. Universe was Lou Ferrigno. He was pretty hairy, but that
Mm,
he's the last one, man. Arnold set the stage by, and it just went from there.
yeah.
Like Frigno and Pryor, they were just big guys with big muscles, big hairy dudes,
Mm-hmm.
and they would work out and such, but not like Arnold did. Arnold changed the entire fucking sport, if you could call it a sport.
They
All they
did.
do is walk around in panties, posing, bulging their muscles. Think about it.
Little pennies.
Little speedo underwear.
Yeah.
Like you have to be really in shape to wear a speedo. Okay.
Well, unfortunately,
No,
there's
I'm
people that
fairly in
aren't.
shape, but I don't think
Please,
anyone wants to see me wearing a speedo.
please. If you're not in shape for speedos, just wear some trunks. Nobody really wants to see that. Okay. I'm sorry. I just can't. No.
There's Deranged and I watched this movie a little while ago with Doc Forbin called The Burning,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's why I was joking. No one wants to see me in a speedo. I've been in so many motorcycle accidents and incidences, and I've been on fire once. Uh, that was a stock car incident. Yeah,
Mm.
nobody wants to see me with shorts on. Period. You'll just run screaming.
We also watched the Spookies. And
Spookies? What is that?
it's a movie.
Never heard of it.
Not surprised.
Judging by the last 15 minutes that I caught of it, I wouldn't watch it. It's terrible. I mean,
Oh, it
it's a
was.
bad movie.
Oh, it was not bad. I mean, I've seen
Why? What's
worse.
wrong with it?
It's pathetic. It goes nowhere. Has story sidelines that go nowhere. Like, okay.
Hmm. Seems.
By the end of
I
it,
mean,
you're left. I had to watch it after seeing that ending, and I watched the whole damn thing, and I still don't know what's going on. Like, it's one of those movies where I don't care who you are, you cannot put a storyline together with this. It's too weird. There's just no way to identify who's really the bad guy and what the hell is going on.
hmm.
Mm.
There's
Because
quite a few of those out there from the 70s and
oh
80s.
yeah, oh
Most of
yeah.
them are English dubbed forms of movies that come from places like Italy and Poland and Czechoslovakia and Turkey, and they're awful.
Nobody. Where was that movie we watched? What was that recent movie the recent movie we watched all together? And you said that was a hard cut. What movie was it? What movie was it? Oh yeah, the
Shoot.
I think we started watching the bank job. I think. No, I can't. Maybe I'm messing up here.
No, I don't remember watching the bank job. I don't know. Maybe was it? I think were we all together here, all of us here, watching Terror on the Prairie?
No, yeah, we were together here on the prairie. Were you with me with Mora a couple nights ago? I can't remember.
No,
No. Okay.
no,
Maybe it was Do.
guys.
Do. Were you
Lately,
there?
I've been pretty tired. The weather's good. It's warm. I've been, itching to get working, so I've been doing things. So sadly, all too often, I'm usually by now I'm dead asleep. And then up and at 'em at dawn, get some breakfast in me and get going with what I've planned the night before. I think tomorrow's supposed to be another beautiful day. Today was. I spent it working on the damn trailer. But if it's going to be this damn nice, I'm heading back to that spot where I was panning. The river should be quite a bit lower now, so I can get a little further into what once was underwater. We'll see. So the closer the riverbed's where all of it is. The trouble is right now it's raging so fast you can't walk out there. In August you can. In August, no big deal. It's just like a puddle. It's barely moving. But in right around now, it's too fast. You'll end up dead, beaten to death on a bunch of rocks, washed down the creek, and spit out into the Amanika River for the fish to eat.
Yikes. Oh, I remember now. Like, I don't know why I was getting mixed up. Yeah, Boosh was with me and Mora, and we started watching the bank job, and they did like a hard cut. The like almost the beginning of the movie.
I mean, just terrible editing, kind of bad hard cut.
Yeah, it was just like it wasn't like a smooth cut. It was like a really hard cut. And I didn't like I didn't expect the movie to start off that way either. Uh so apologies to Mora. uh I did not know it was uh gonna start off like that. Yeah, the movie I'm talking about is called The Bank Job, starring Jason Statham. So I picked a different movie, and we were watching The Legend of Zorro, starring Antonio Banderas. I haven't finished the movie because I fell asleep at some point. And where did everybody go?
Sorry, I'm here. Um, was just looking out the window looking for my cat.
Oh, is she outside?
Yeah, she'll sooner or later she'll come in. Been out all bloody day, that's all. It's about time.
Hmm. Where'd DL go? Did you want to get a snack?
No, I was watching.
Or take a leak.
Well, I could do both, not at the same time, but I was watching this old movie trailer from a movie called The H Man. You know,
Hmm.
it's a Japanese movie. about this liquid, and if it touches you, it dissolves you.
You mean acid? Gee.
Well, no, they call it the H, man.
So, like another version of the old movie called The Blob or something like that.
No, this isn't a blob. I could, because it's one of those things you just have to see.
How do I know that? Just watch Monsters and vs Aliens. It's an animated movie.
I have a metal safety shed full of different chemicals and such. Some of the acids I use to clean nuggets will boil gold right down and leave all the rock behind. You can pick the rock out with tweezers now, and then literally just set it onto a hot plate and let it gently simmer for a day or two, and all of the acid will disappear, and it leaves the gold clean as a whistle. However, if you get that stuff on your skin, it causes what they call violent decomposition. It'll start smoking in a couple of seconds.
Right.
So you gotta, if you're using it, you gotta wear big fucking rubber gloves and a big rubber smock and boots in case it spills down on your, you gotta be on the ball, man. You can't be fucking around with that shit. Yeah, a lot of people think that you're trying to use the acids to burn out the rocks and other things around the gold. No, you're not. If you want to melt the gold, pick the impurities out or screen it out, and then just let that acid fucking evaporate. You'll get your gold back. It doesn't go anywhere. You can actually perform this with hydrochloric acid in high school experiments in chemistry. Drop a nickel and a penny into beaker each of a little bit of hydrochloric acid, just 1/4 inch. That's all it takes. And leave them overnight. When you come back the next day, they'll be gone. But the nickel one, if it was a true nickel made out of nickel, it will be blue. The copper one will be green. And they're very pretty colors. And the penny will be gone too. And then you can literally do the same thing. Let the hydrochloric acid evaporate. And what you're left with is the same 1 gram bit of copper that was in the penny. And the nickel too. You'll have enough nickel. I think it's 1.25 grams or something in a nickel. That's why they don't make them out of nickel anymore, and they don't make pennies much anymore. It costs more than a cent to make a penny now. So Canada quit doing it. I'm told you guys are still stamping them out.
Oh yeah, we still got pennies.
We round up here is 5 cents, and what we used to call 5 cents a nickel was made of nickel, and it isn't anymore because nickel's worth too much. A nickel, to make a nickel, actually costs nearly $1, so they won't do it. Now they make them out of crap, chrome-plated crap.
Crap.
Hey, Mr. Peabody, what's up?
Hey, Mr. Peabody.
Monsters vs. Aliens, that is an awesome movie. I agree. Entertaining. I got a copy of an 80s movie I enjoy. Daryl? Daryl.
Yeah.
I seem to remember that movie. Something about a
kind of vaguely,
android.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have to look that up.
I hadn't watched it in a very, very long time. But knowing that Eugene Levy is Dr. Kornbluth is there, and the crazy produce selling brother there, what's his name? um, the one that falls in love. It's John Candy is the crazy brother of the guy that Tom Hanks that falls in love with Daryl Hannah. Splash.
Oh yeah.
The mermaid movie. That is, I'm serious. You couldn't make that movie today. The jokes in it are just, they're too out there. You couldn't say that shit today. Not a prayer.
Data analyzing youth life form. Okay. How many movies of the Ice Age they have now? It has to be more than 3, I
A
think.
million.
I don't know. I know they were just coming out when my children were getting old enough to not too much care about kids' movies anymore. But they watched them, and I remember watching one of them. And I thought the squirrel fighting the nut part was pretty funny. But other than that, it was like, as an adult, it's like, yeah, what the fuck is this?
This girl trying to get a nut.
Let's see. 1, 2. Yeah. There are 6 films.
It sounds like there's about 5 too many.
Yeah, the first Ice Age movie came out in 2002. Geez, I was still in middle school. That long, huh?
Yeah, I think my youngest daughter would have been 14 around that time. My oldest really didn't give 2 shits. All she cared about was heavy metal music, her stereo, and clothing.
I think I watched all the Ice Age films. Not the 6th film, but the last one. I think it was called Ice Age Collision, I think. Yeah, that was no. It can't no. Wasn't that one? I'm not sure. No, yeah, Ice Age Collision. Yeah, that's the last one I saw. I didn't know they had another movie out.
You know what else was weird about the generation before me, like my daughters? Like when I got given a cap, and still to this very day I do this, I've got all kinds of ball caps and business caps and such. The first thing I do is arch the brow, bend it, and, make it a nice curve, right? Kids today don't like that. They like that weird flat brim going on. My kids used to go nuts. I'd bring new hats home and I hadn't bent them yet, and they'd go crazy. No, Dad, don't wreck it. I want it. And I'd have to give it to them. Like, I don't understand. Those flat brim hats, that's how you could tell who rode the small boss.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
In my day, it was the kid with the Scooby-Doo lunch kit and the flat brim baseball hat pulled down too low instead of set up a little high. Guarantee you, he's the small boss kid. Nowadays, everyone wears these flat brim things, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
And they all wear
I can't even
ride
imagine.
the small bus. Or should be, anyway.
And they generally pick hats that are a little too big for them. Like, really? They make them in different sizes, right? Like, your hat's not supposed to fit over your ears. And yet I see so many people walking around like that these days. It's like, what? Okay. You call me an old man, but whatever, man. I don't care. If that makes you happy, then you're happy.
The latest movies on Disney, and that Ice Age movie I'm not watching. It's too anamorphized and it's creepy. I don't know. I know the title was the Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild, which is like some kind of, I don't know, ferret or weasel
It's
kind of
probably the
creature.
squirrel dude,
No,
isn't it?
no, that's the raccoon creature. This one's Buck. He's some kind of weasel or ferret or something. I don't know.
Is that the one trying to get the nut?
No, the one that was trying to get the nut. It looks like a raccoon slash squirrel named Scratch.
Yes, and if you look carefully, he's kind of a saber-toothed squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
I'm always trying to get the nut, but
The
never
last one I watched,
succeeds.
You know, this every guy's just trying to get a nut.
the last one I watched, the kids type movie, my grandson was, growing up. I think Jesus, my grandson's going to be 14 shortly. That's really frightening to this old man. Like, I can remember watching Despicable Me with him when he was, oh God, 5 on DVD. And he got a big kick out of those little dudes, man.
I think there's a new one. Like, what is it called? The Minions?
Yeah, there's a new Dominion.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sorry, but by then, I'd moved up here. Christ, I haven't seen my grandson in years. Kind of sad, but they don't want to come out here. And for the love of God, I do not want to go back to the city.
Yeah.
I was thinking I might
Minions.
fly and see them, but only shortly.
Yeah, it's called Minions: The Rise of Guru, and I know people from a certain side are having a cow that this movie is doing better than Lightyear.
Well, everything's
Well, that's
doing
awesome.
better than Lightyear. Lightyear sucked.
Of course it is. It's a giant flop.
Because
Only
it's
the
genderly
woke went to see it.
gender. It's
That's
We're
the
proving
gender.
that the woke don't even make up. They think the woke honestly think they're in the majority. They do. They believe that the rest of us we're a small fringe minority.
Uh-huh.
No, we're not, you fucking lunatics. And the reason that your shit movies fail is because only you go to see them, and it ain't enough to break even.
Well, you know what? And even then, they cry for these movies and stuff, and then they don't even support it. You know.
Yeah, a lot of
Hold
them.
on.
Well, dude, it's kind of hard to support them when you're living off the government teat anyway. You haven't got the money to go to the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Hold on, I'm looking at my phone. I saw it. Where is it? Some Amber
I was
Turd
actually
stuff. Who
thinking about it a while
cares?
ago.
Amber Turd.
You couldn't get me. I've gone. There's still a drive-in in Prince George, believe it or not, and generally they don't show brand new movies anymore. They just show old classics that they've got in their. So I went 2 summers ago to watch Conan the Barbarian back to back with Conan the Destroyer.
Yeah.
And it was great. School movie popcorn, sitting in the truck watching this thing. It was great. Now, I don't think you could get me into a crowded theater anymore. Not a fucking chance, man. I don't like crowds of people. Sooner or later, they panic like cattle and something goes mad. And yeah, no thank you. I don't want to be there.
Alright, I found it. Epic fail. Woke critics hate Minions: The Rise of Guru. They're furious it's destroying Lightyear.
No, Lightyear is destroying Lightyear.
because it has like no joke. My friend Zoltan, who lives in Argentina, he went to the theater, didn't see the movie, but it had a poster about the movie saying that it contained gender politics.
It does. It has two moms in there, and they have a son, and they don't explain how the two moms got a son.
How are you supposed to explain that to a child? You don't. Don't put that stuff in kids' movies, okay?
How are babies made? Well, we went to the sperm bank, stole some sperm, and used a baby turkey baster, and thus
Hey,
you were
Michelle.
born.
The turkey baster is called Daddy.
Yes, so every Father's Day, buy a card for the turkey baster.
And plus, they fired Tim Allen and got the guy that played Captain America. I can't think, it was Chris.
Chris Evans.
Yeah, the
But
voice.
I heard that Tim Allen didn't want
Wait a
to
minute.
didn't want to reprise his role as Buzz Lightyear.
Well, it wasn't. That's not what I heard. But why wouldn't he want to? I mean, that's just money in the bank.
And he's been doing it for years.
Michelle O'Rourke is saying that about the sad news, and I'm reading that she's got surprise tickets to Ireland and Norway for vacation, leaving in August and won't be back till November. Are you kidding me? I'd love to do that. If my country let me the hell out of here, I'd be gone in a flash on a vacation. Long one too, man.
We miss you too, but enjoy your vacation with your family. I don't mind being in crowds. It's just at the end of the day, I feel exhausted. I know Chef is watching the Orville. Maybe she'll talk about it once she's done watching
I would like to.
Maybe she'll do a review on it when she's done watching the show.
I'd like to see it, but I'm not getting freaking Hulu just for the Orville. No.
I don't have Hulu. Like the only things I have are Apple TV, Tubi, and I share HBO Max and Disney Plus with Adam, and I also have Netflix with my family. Yeah, I know Netflix, but usually I don't really. Only thing I watch on there is like anime and some movies. That's pretty much it.
Well, they do work on a certain level of support. Like if you're not watching certain stuff and content, that content really doesn't. Sure, it gets some of your money, overall money that their company's spending in order to make their series or whatever. But when it's not getting hits, bang, it's out, it's gone. And you can, I'm not saying one should completely. I know lots of my friends still use Twitch. I refuse to. I won't do it, just based on principle. When that thing came out with the Deerkin thing, dancing and telling us it had power and there was nothing you could do about it, that was the last day that I used to stream. I used to just play World of Tanks and stream it. And don't get me wrong, I think the highest number I ever saw was 5 people watching. But that was it for me. I'm out. All right, I'm not supporting this. No way. I even wrote them a nice email about it. You know, your thing. I'm not living with that hanging over me. Forget it. I say the wrong thing. That is what gets to kick me off. Fuck you. I'm out of here.
Yeah, Chef was telling me a couple days ago. I don't know if you know this guy. He's called Dr. Disrespect. He got banned from Twitch a year ago for calling out a cheater on his live stream. According to Chef, he's doing really good on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
Well,
he's actually
I
made YouTube Live work.
like, are you like? I'm like, hold on. Twitch banned this person for calling out a cheater on his live stream, and you're actually getting money from this dude. Are you stupid or what? But
I'm
anyway,
not sure
good
I
for
understand.
him.
I agree. Good for him.
Hmm.
I think, and you should be able to call out people that are clearly cheating. You know,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I've done it.
Well,
Back in the
he
day when
got
I was streaming
banned.
Twitch hardcore, I used to be in a much more competitive clan. I left because it was just getting to be too much. I was playing too much and not getting enough done. And we were doing a stream where we were doing what's called a stronghold battle. It's 7 tanks against 7 tanks. It's a very quick battle and it's over quickly. Um, and these guys were using aimbots and all kinds of crazy shit, man. Like, and we had it all recorded, sent it into Wargaming. Their clan got broken up. They got the guys that were involved all got like bans. They had to open new accounts in order to still play. It was great. You know, you should be able to do that. I'm sorry. If you got them dead to rights and you got the receipts to prove it, well, do it.
Like you're saying, like Dr. Disrespect was calling out this dude from on his live stream that was cheating, and he got banned on Twitch for that. And Dr. Disrespect has been, how much money on Twitch, and Twitch just bans him for a really stupid reason. Are you idiots? But even though but I'm sure, like, according to Chef, he's doing really well on YouTube. So Twitch's loss.
He's doing good on Facebook Live
I didn't know
and
he did.
other platforms.
Oh,
Oh
Facebook Live.
no,
I
he's
didn't know.
all over the place. I think so. Is it him? I'm sure it's him. No, he just moved over and started doing other shit. He took a little hiatus for a bit and then just started right back up again.
Hmm. Nice. Hey, kitty. My kitty wants to snuggle with me.
See there again in the great era of World of Tanks, 8 years ago, he also played now and again. He'd play almost anything back then, you know.
What was the last game you saw him playing?
Oh Jesus, it's been forever. One of those Warhammer lookalikes.
Warhammer? Is that like based off a book? I think.
I think so.
I think so.
I tried it
I
for
heard.
a while. It's just not for me. It's not my kind of thing. I like war games. Let's put it that way. I was mental for Call of Duty. Before that, it was Medal of Honor. When World of Tanks came out, I got in on the beta. I was in really early. And I've been playing since 2015. I still play. Still kicking ass, too.
Michelle, well, Well, I'm hoping it still feels like home to you, but I mean, it just matters to you what really home is. You know what I mean? Like, Texas, it's my home, but where my heart is, is my family in Buffalo, New York. That place is always home to me. I guess it really defines, you know, which place you really call home.
Well, I got a chance to visit the homeland per se, which is technically part of northwest Germany now. Back in the day, we were Danes. It was part of Denmark. It's called a place called Holstein, Schleswig. It's a province that was a province of once Denmark, now a province of Germany, and has been since the late 1800s. My grandparents took me back to meet some of the family that still lives there, and I was a child back then. And then eons later, in my 40s, I went back, and not much had changed. A bunch of the old folks were long gone, but that's to be expected. I explained to all of the kids my age that no, all of the grandparents on this side were dead too. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But everything looked the same. It was crazy. It's like time stands still in those European rural villages. It really does.
Mm. Hey, MG1 Media. Warhammer is the gay version of Dungeons and Dragons set in space future.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
What is home? How would you define home? Fair phrase of Morpheus from the Matrix. I wouldn't know, MJ1 Media, because I haven't really seen the Matrix movie. I should really get around to that, but
Mm-hmm.
I can answer it. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the old folks are. And once they're dead, then the saying is, you can never go back home.
I mean, it really depends where home is to you. I mean, in your heart. I mean, my
Like I can
home.
go back. My brother and I still own the farm. I can still go back and look at Grandma and Grandpa's house and walk through there. It's like a mausoleum or a museum. Like it's all untouched. We just left it. And my parents' place that they built in the 60s and I grew up in the 70s, it's still there. It's in the same condition. It's kind of heartbreaking to walk in there and see the old shag carpet all dirty and covered in dust and the big old Electra home cabinet TV and all that shit. It's all there, man.
Mm.
Just now
Like I
it's
said,
covered in dust, oh shit, and oh my god, these places are just horror shows.
like I said, Texas is home to me, but where my true home is, the one I feel in my heart, is in Buffalo, New York, and you know that's where it is. That's where it's at. I mean, when I go back to my grandmother's house again, no, I would not, because there's new owners at that place, and I just can't. I rather remember how it was. You know what I mean? I don't really have no desire to go back.
I am home. Home is where you're happiest, isn't it? And I've never
Mm-hmm.
been happier than when I come out here. Sure, my first couple years out here were a bit of a struggle. Was had to get to learn things, get used to shit, especially the weather. But eventually, wouldn't trade this for anything. Like I said, my kids are like, no, we understand, Dad. We'd actually like to come up and see you. It's just It's a full 2-week vacation. It's true. It's going to take them 2 days to drive here. I got to send them a bunch of money in advance because I know they're not super rich. And they're going to need, seriously, you can't come out here with just one spare tire. That's not going to fly. Anyone out here has usually got 4 somewhere in the box, bolted to the sides, whatever, in the truck. There's a complete set of replacement tires ready to go. And you carry one of those electric impact wrenches to get the wheels off quick so you don't have to be around and get eaten by a bear changing a tire. It's not for the faint of heart. But you can drive out here. I've seen people show up in the damnedest vehicles. I've seen a Honda Civic pull through here, a newer one. Wow. You're brave. We already got 2 flats. Yeah. You know anybody around here who does tires? I always send him to the same hillbilly. He scours the dumps around here and grabs all these old tires, patches them up, makes sure they hold air on some rim, then he skins them again, stacks them up with the size written on them in chalk, and then he sells them to tourists for fucking major bucks, man. Just jacks them up. Yep, here's 2 new good spares for you. That'll be $300. And I mean it, they're old, burned out tires. And what are you going to do? Because if you try to walk away without paying, he'll sick one of his dogs on you or pull out the shotgun.
Or both.
Mm.
It's like, you don't want to come out here as a dumb tourist because, believe me, they can be less than, the locals can be less than nice people. Well, thank you for welding up the spring on my car. What do I owe you? Literally like family vacation. How much you got?
What's Mara doing?
I don't know. Maybe she fell asleep.
This early? I doubt it.
You never know.
She would be correct. I am not.
I
But
told you.
I was just letting it roll. I was just letting y'all talk.
You know, I have never been to Mall America, and that is a huge mall.
I've been there several times. Yeah, it's all right.
And like even though you were at there for a full day, you still like didn't,
No.
get the whole. You didn't really fully do the full mall tour at that place.
It's got a bit amusement park in there and everything.
Yeah, full day there, you wouldn't still see everything at that place.
My nephew, he thought he was going to go into every store. And no, this is how he justified it. He'd run in, stand there for a second, and run out and go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And he said that way, I've been in every store.
You want to see everything in Mall of America, it has to be like a week or more.
Well, his older brother was going to culinary school up there, and so on the weekends, there wasn't much else to do, I guess, but go to Mall of America. I watched the history of that thing, and they have their own post office, their own police department, the whole thing.
Do you have sleeping areas in that mall too, or no?
Hell, I don't know. Might have.
West Edmonton Mall in Edmonton was the world's largest for a while. It's been something else is bigger now, but it's huge. It's sprawling. There are 2 hotels, multiple bars, restaurants, and just acres of shit to see and shop in, man. If you don't know where you're going, it could take you all fucking day to find what you want, man.
True that. Yeah, that's why I don't. When I'm like in the mall and I know I'm gonna be in there for a while. I'm only in there for like 2 hours tops, and then I'm out.
Speaking of malls, did you guys see the mall video where some lunatic shot a cop to death in one store, and the other cops are running in, screaming and yelling, and people are running away, and they're asking them, "Where is he? Where is he?" He's right up there, and one guy points him right out. He's got his own gun and a knife, but apparently the gun's empty, so he charges at the cop and with the knife, and the cop gives him like 5 right to the chest, and he runs away and drops. And then he gets right back up like a zombie, like nothing happened to him, and starts running again. They finally dropped him with more shots and a taser. Like, wow.
I guess there's just some people are just immune to tasers. I guess.
Well, no, this wasn't taser shots. These were bullets. It was
Well,
it
you
was
said
insane.
you said he was
In
shot
the
by
end,
bullets and taser.
yeah, in the end, they gave him a couple more, and then when they tased him, he finally went down. You know, but holy shit, it's that moment where after they've dropped him, he jumps back up and goes to and just starts strutting away like nothing happened to him. And there's these puddles of blood all over the floor, man. It's like, what? What's going on here?
I was about to ask, I was about to ask, are these are rubber bullets? But I guess not, because when you said there was blood on the floor.
No, they're the real deal, man. And
Mm.
yeah, it was crazy. I thought he's wearing body armor. Then I replayed it a couple times and realized, no, there's blood all over the bloody tiles. Like, oh my god! Like, no, they shot this guy. Like, and he just got right the fuck back up. It's
He must
creepy.
be on
It's
something.
zombie-like.
He must be on something if he doesn't really feel the bullets in his body.
Yeah, bath salts or whatever. Is it bath salts that make you eat people's faces off?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Like, if you get shot that many times, there is no way you're gonna get up like nothing happened.
Well, yeah,
Unless
you
you're on
can.
something.
Yeah. Mall of America is not even in the top 10 anymore as far as biggest malls. They're all over, like in.
Okay, hold on. Biggest mall in America.
I think Asia or a
Yeah,
country in
most of
Asia.
them are over in Asia or Iran or someplace like that.
What is that
All
one in
right.
Saudi Arabia called? That city, Qatar.
Mm-hmm.
All right, King of Prussia Mall in Philadelphia. Of 7 major department stores and more than 450 stores, boutiques, and restaurants.
I wasn't looking for the one in America. I was looking for the
I-
biggest one in the world.
I'm looking at the America one. Largest retail space in U.S. and the largest shopping mall on the East Coast. The most 2.9 million square feet of retail space welcomes around 20 million visitors a year.
Mm.
All right, so what's the biggest mall in the world then? Says the Iran Mall.
Yep. What time? I think I'm going to get off of here. I got to get up early in the morning.
Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I think I'm just gonna chill in the back for a bit and watch a movie. I don't know. But thanks for everyone that came by. Oh, hold on. No, what you're saying? Cattle prod? Meh. Yeah, good night, MG1 Media.
Anyway,
Yeah, like okay. Anywho,
Yeah, good night,
thanks.
all.
Thanks for
good
anyone that
night,
stopped.
all.
Thanks for anyone that stopped by. Have a great rest of your weekend, folks, and happy 4th of July.
Oh,
And we'll
Don't blow your
see.
fingers off.
Yeah, be careful with the fireworks.
yeah,
Yes.
don't scare your pets and shit.
Yeah, protect your
No.
pets. Protect your pets. Yes, please shoot a like and subscribe if you want to see more content on here. I greatly appreciate it.
Mwah.
And with that, we'll see you guys later.
We love
Later,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.